Welcome to New Hire Orientation at Always Home Care. Office hours, by appointment only. Telephone 602-661-22320. After hours, same number. About us. Always Home Care is a devoted, fully licensed, and insured provider of home care services in Phoenix, Arizona. With extensive experience in the home care industry, our primary mission is straightforward: to enhance the quality of life for our patients while they enjoy the comfort of their own homes. Home care services. At Always Home Care, we offer a wide variety of services to accommodate the unique needs of our clients. For over 20 years, we have been assisting the elderly, adults with disabilities, and those recovering from injuries and illnesses remain comfortable at home by providing them the helping hand they need. Some of our clients are simply looking for companionship, while others require more involved personal care services, live-in or overnight services. Our non-medical home care services include companion care. Companion care makes sure your loved one stays sharp and has someone to talk to and interact with, and remains socialized. Homemaking care. Caregivers can assist with laundry, light housekeeping, and meal preparation. Attendant care. Caregivers assist with light housekeeping, laundry, meal preparation, bathing, dressing, transferring, ambulation, etc. Live-in overnight care. A caregiver can be there to help through the night or live with your family full-time. Personal care. Helping loved ones with more intimate personal tasks, like bathing, dressing, hygiene, and more. Caregivers are experienced in understanding the personal nature of these types of support services. Respite care. Short-term care might be the perfect solution to preventing burnout as a family caregiver. Give yourself a break by bringing in a qualified care professional. Caregiver job description. A caregiver, or personal care aide, supports patients with difficulties completing basic tasks, like people with disabilities, the elderly, or patients suffering from mental disorders. Their main duties include medication reminders, helping patients complete personal care tasks like bathing, dressing, eating or grooming, and following the patient's prescribed healthcare plan. Great benefits, extra perks. Here are a few reasons why Always Home Care might be a good fit for you. Our history: bi-weekly pay, online CEUs, competitive pay, perfect schedule, sick pay, direct deposit, electronic time reporting. Requirements and qualifications: Social Security card or birth certificate, form of ID, driver's license, fingerprint clearance card, CPR first aid training, tuberculosis testing, chest X-ray, or questionnaire, 2 personal references, non-family, and 1 employer reference, notarized background attestation, adult protective service, registry portal check, direct care worker training, within 90 days of hire, new hire orientation. Direct care worker, DCW, training. Caregivers are required to complete DCW training within 90 days of their employment. This state mandatory class is held in our office and covers various topics such as communication, infection control, safety, nutrition, and dementia-specific care. As a caregiver, it is your responsibility to become proficient in these competencies and comply with all company policies, practices, and procedures. Violations of company policies may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. For any questions regarding the DCW class, please contact our office. Policies and procedures. Certification renewals. It is your responsibility to renew all certifications and/or tests needed to continue to be employed within 30 days of expiration. Non-compliance will result in disciplinary hold or suspension until in full compliance. Dress code. Prefer to wear scrubs, masks, gloves, and ID badge during working hours. Interruption of service. Notify the agency when a client is not available for services or is hospitalized. Hand washing. Once you enter the client's home, you must wash your hands with soap for 20 seconds before providing service. Medications. Always. Home Care is a non-medical home care agency. Therefore, we are not under any circumstances authorized to dispense medications of any kind, even if you are a CNA, LNA, RN, or PCE. Incidents. Must report and document any incidents and/or changes in the client's condition to the agency immediately. The full set of policies and procedures is in the employee handbook that is provided to you during new hire orientation. Client rights and responsibilities. To be treated with dignity, respect, and consideration. To not be treated unfairly because of your race, religion, gender, age, disability, or financial status. To have all personal information about you kept confidential, including but not limited to financial and social information. To have all medical and treatment information and records kept confidential. To receive care of the highest quality. To request a change in care providers. To have private conversations and communication with the member lead care coordinator or other management and support staff of Always Home Care, and to be given information regarding the complaint process and to file a complaint without fear of reprisals or interference with service, and to be provided information about the disposition of any complaint. To treat Always Home Care personnel with respect and consideration. To provide a safe home environment in which your care can be provided and received. To participate in planning the care and in planning changes in the care provided by your attendant and receive an explanation of any proposed services. To provide accurate and complete information about matters related to your health and any changes to your medical condition. To call the member lead care coordinator if you have any problems with our attendant or if there is a misunderstanding or confusion over the caregiver's duties. To notify your member lead care coordinator as soon as possible if you are not going to be home for your visit, and to notify your member lead care coordinator as soon as possible of any change of address or phone number. Guidelines for caregivers. While on duty. You need to report to the office manager if your client is hospitalized. You can accompany your client to the hospital and stay until your hours are over or your time automatically ends when your client is admitted. When your client returns home, you cannot go back to work without your supervisor's permission. Even if the client calls you and tells you they are from the hospital, you cannot go back to work until the office manager tells you to. Please call the agency. Take direction for your client's care from the agency. The office manager is the only person who can change or add to your hours. If your client's hours change, please call the agency before making any changes to your hours. You need to notify the agency of any changes in your client's condition. For example, skin changes, client falls, changes in the client's speech, medications, etc. Report any injuries to you or your client, and immediately call the agency. You are not allowed to change bandages, cleanse wounds, call in prescriptions, or pick up over-the-counter medicine such as aspirin, Advil, suppositories, cough medicine, etc. You do not move furniture, clean ceiling fans, wash walls, or clean the outside of windows, clean up after animals, babysit children, do any kind of yard work, or clean up after family members. Remember, you're a caregiver, not a maid. Your job makes a difference in a client's life. When you have a problem, we need to know so we can assist you in solving the problem. We care about you. Please report to the agency of any problems or concerns you have. Always show respect for your clients and their family. Guidelines for caregivers. While on duty, affectionate relationships with your client or their family are not allowed. Carrying any type of weapon on the job is not allowed. Having keys to your client's home is not allowed. The above can cause disciplinary action, up to and including termination. You are required to wear your badge and dress according to the dress code policy, attend training, or whenever you come into the office. You need to be on time with your client. If you are going to be late even 10 minutes, you must call your client to let them know, then call the office. If you are a no-call or no-show. To your client, it can cause disciplinary action, up to and including termination. You are required to give the agency 3 hours notice when calling off. Please call the office 602-612-2320 between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday or the same phone number for the after hours. If someone is dropping you off, please have him or her leave immediately, or if picking you up, please have him or her come at the end of your shift, no sooner. All cell phones must be put on vibrate. Only emergency phone calls can be returned. Please inform your client or your need to return the phone call. Step outside when returning a personal call. If you need to use the client's phone, please ask their permission. Do not give out your personal numbers to your client or their family. Please keep your personal problems to yourself. You are not to eat the client's food. Please bring your food with you. Some clients are sensitive to certain smells, such as perfume, lotions, etc. Please use caution when using these products. You cannot bring family, children, or pets to work. You may not borrow anything from your client or their family. This includes money, food, appliance, clothing, etc. You may not drive your client's car. You cannot smoke in your client's home, even if the client does. Tested positive for TB? Chest X-ray required. Example: you got a chest X-ray in 2019, then you need a questionnaire in 2020, questionnaire in 2021, questionnaire in 2022, questionnaire in 2023, then again, due for chest X-ray in 2024. A questionnaire can be a form from agency to take to doctor's office to obtain a provider signature, or go to the doctor's office to request a letter from the provider stating that you are free of TB based on your last chest X-ray results. Employee time management. It is important that employees manage their time with the member to ensure that the member's needs are met. To ensure that all tasks are properly completed, the attendant should set up a schedule with the member and block out activities in time slots that estimate the time needed to complete each task. As a caregiver, you must ensure that you are on time and that your member is on time for medical appointments, etc. The member's needs are important, therefore, we have made the schedule with enough dedicated time for all the duties. For any questions regarding the schedules, please call the office. Tips to improve if you find that you are not completing all tasks. Create a to-do list. Having a list of defined tasks and understanding what you need to achieve will help you manage your time more efficiently. Schedule the tasks from your to-do list on a calendar or organizer. Learn to prioritize. Complete the most important tasks first. Make sure to prioritize the most important tasks to the member and to the member's health and well-being, including doctor's appointments, etc. Combine several activities. For example, socialize with the member while folding laundry or cooking. Make the beds while a load of laundry is in the washer. Do not, however, let yourself become distracted such that you start several tasks and do not complete any. Set a time limit for each task. For example, focus on meal planning and preparation that can be completed in 30 minutes. Make it work. The member relies on you. Timekeeping policy. In compliance with the electronic visit verification requirements from the state of Arizona, the company requires all DCWs to use the AccessCare app to record all hours worked and all visits and activities with clients. Employees must be 100% honest and accurate in recording their hours of work. Employees are required to clock in at the beginning of each shift and clock out at the end of each shift. Failure to accurately clock in and out on AccessCare may result in disciplinary action, up to and including separation of employment. The company's payment for the services you provide and your payment from the company are dependent on the information in AccessCare as verified by the client. Therefore, it is essential that it be correct. All employees using the AccessCare app must sign and agree to comply with the following acknowledgement. I understand that I must accurately record all hours worked, including accurately recording the exact time that I start work and the exact time that I stop work, and all meal breaks, and I agree to be 100% accurate in recording my time every day in AccessCare. I understand that by submitting my time in AccessCare, I am representing and confirming that I worked all the hours that I recorded in AccessCare. I understand that if I am not 100% accurate on my time record, I am subject to disciplinary action, up to and including termination of my employment. I understand that failing to clock in or failing to clock out may result in disciplinary action, up to and including termination of my employment. I further understand that failure to accurately clock in and clock out may delay my paycheck. I understand that I must accurately record all the hours that I work, including any overtime hours, and whether I have received approval for overtime, and will report to Human Resources if anyone tells me not to accurately record my hours of work. I agree to review my time records and paycheck within 14 days of receiving my paycheck and contact Human Resources or payroll if I have any questions or concerns about my pay. Abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Initial and yearly required training for caregivers. Why do we train on A&E? Every effort should be made to prevent abuse, neglect, and exploitation. A&E, and training is the first step in prevention. Federal and state requirements mandate Medicaid service providers to know A&E. All people have the right to be free from A&E. Abuse. Physical, sexual, verbal, or emotional injury of a person, or the failure to prevent such injury. Physical abuse. Act of inappropriate or excessive force or punishment, regardless of whether the acts result in injury, knowingly or intentionally causing physical harm or death. Use of chemical or bodily restraints or seclusion. Examples: grabbing a person, intentionally misusing medications, rough handling of a person. Verbal or emotional abuse. Intimidating, humiliating, threatening, or degrading a person. Acts resulting in the impairment of a person's physical, mental, or emotional health, or acts that cause substantial distress. Examples: yelling, cursing, making threats, or using condescending tones. Be aware of how words can impact persons when providing care. Often persons receiving care have had a history of trauma, making them even more vulnerable to this type of abuse. Sexual abuse. Touching, hugging, kissing, stroking, or fondling a person with sexual intent. Engaging with a person, requesting or compelling a person receiving services, or performing any activity that would be considered obscene or compelling as a person in care to do any such activity. Neglect. Failure to provide a person with basic needs and necessities they require, or the failure to provide a person with proper attention. Neglect includes failure to provide nutrition, clothing, or health care, failure to follow a person's service plan resulting in a detriment to their health, or failure to provide a safe environment. What is neglect? Failure to assist a person when assigned to personal hygiene tasks. Not adjusting the temperature for a person based on their needs. Not providing a person with medical equipment or dietary needs intentionally. Exploitation. Misuse of the resources or funds of a person for personal or monetary benefit, profit, or gain, and does not include allegations of less than $25 and/or loans. Examples of exploitation. Coercing a person to give you their social security number, accounting number, or credit card number. Using a person as a source of entertainment, such as on your social media outlets. Allowing a person under services to be solicited or manipulated. What to look for. Abuse. Bruises, especially in the shape of fingers, or a belt. Burns. Lacerations. Sudden difficulty walking or sitting. The client appears fearful of the primary caregiver or withdraws from him or her. Neglect. Dehydration or hunger because fluids and food are being withheld. New pressure ulcers. Physical problems because meds are being withheld. Absence of eyeglasses and hearing aids. Loss of weight and changes in health conditions. Exploitation. Does the client express fear or anxiety when discussing finances? Does he or she mention that a relative has been expressing an interest in his or her finances? Do the caregiver and client resist assistance that costs money? Know the facts. Older persons, children, and disabled persons so abused in different ways. Look for things that are out of the ordinary. Reporting is our responsibility. If you suspect that your client is being abused, neglected, or exploited, you must call the office manager to report the allegation. Report your allegation to the Adult Protective Services, APS, by calling 602-542-0010. Call the police or 911 if you feel your client is in immediate danger. Cultural diversity and sensitivity. The importance of diversity encompasses various elements such as age, gender, race, physical abilities, personality type, and religious beliefs. Respectful communication and relationships with individuals from different cultures require understanding and mutual respect. The world has over 6,000 communities and languages, which leads to a diversity of vision, values, beliefs, practices, and expression. Employees should respect differences, learn about other cultures, and acknowledge that there are many ways to view the world. Demonstrating respect for other cultures can be achieved through several ways, such as learning about people's traditions and customs and being aware of their preferences. Understanding and respecting cultural differences is crucial in the job of a caregiver. Scheduling. Intake coordinators from the agency will call you to offer you shifts with clients. They manage all the client and caregiver schedules. Feel free to call during office hours and let them know when you are available to work. Employee disciplinary action. Attendance carelessness, disobedience, safety, tardiness, work quality, not using EVV, electronic visit verification, properly, confidentiality. If the form is written out, it will reflect with the end of the year evaluation for possible pay rate increase. Thank you for completing the new hire orientation. Welcome to our family. Your compassion will bring light to many lives. Remember, we're here for each other through it all. Thank you for joining our mission. Let's make a difference together.